And we're back on our episode of NBA 2K14, and the last episode yesterday, as when Detroit Pistons defeat the Orlando Magic by 7 points, 111 to 104. Jameer Nelson got 21 points, Tobias Harris got 18, Aaron Aflalo got 14, but Oladipo only scores 4 points in this one. Lucy Beach got 5 points. On the other hand, the Detroit Pistons, Josh Smith got 24 points and 9 assists, to Richard Hamilton's 22 points and 6 assists. Brandon Jennings got 18 points. One great victory for Detroit as they take care of business over the Orlando Magic by 7. And now we have the first two games here in Oracle Arena in Brooklyn. The first matchup of the day, but check out some presentation set and ready to go. So featuring the interconference matchup here in Oracle Arena, it's Derrick Rose of the Chicago Bulls versus Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. And for this game, the Bulls will use the black jersey and the Warriors will use the white as of sleep jersey. That'll do it for now. This is Andre Kinshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here from Oracle Arena in Oakland. And now, we are sending over to Kevin Harlan here in Oakland for the Bulls and the Warriors here in Oakland. Anyways, enjoy the video and let's get started now. Here you go.
Damon Bruce here. Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. Thursday night in the NBA. It'll be the Chicago Bulls facing off against the Golden State Warriors. And now let's toss it over to Kevin Harlan with the rest of the 2K crew. I'll catch you at the break.
We've got basketball at Oracle Arena, the home of the Warriors in Oakland, California. Live on 2K Sports. This is 2K Sports bringing you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan, calling the action with my broadcast partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And guys, checking out Joakim Noah here. What can we expect from him?
Well, the big thing with Noah, Kevin, is that he's a hustle player. He gets on the glass, is a tremendous offensive rebounder, and his long arms allow him to block shots defensively, get out and cover pick and roll with those quick feet. So this is a player who does a lot of things well.
And that dedication also manifests itself on the court, Steve. I mean, Joe has said himself, hey, I don't have the most talent. So he's really embraced, I'm going to work harder mentality.
The Warriors with their last game here in Golden State before heading out on the road. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their last 5 games.
Well, I don't know if these fans could be any more behind this team right now. The winning streak has captured this community's imagination. The level of enthusiasm, absolutely off the charts.
Yeah, it's definitely a great atmosphere to be part of. The fans have had a lot to cheer for lately, and it's like they get more and more excited with each win.
Now here's Boozer. The turnaround jumper. Count it.
Well, it wasn't a textbook pick, but he still managed to score. Good concentration on the finish.
Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against the Suns in Phoenix.
Tell you what, the way they shot the ball that game, Kevin, it looked like a shoot-around out there.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building. Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys. People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in. Aren't they? Have build up the lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play.
Well, Iguodala moved on from the 76ers to the Nuggets last year, now signs a free agent contract with the Warriors. It looks to be a really good fit. I mean, all that shooting around him, just with the way he can run and defend, should allow Iguodala to be the playmaker that really is his natural game.
Butler kicks it to Noah. There's the feed to Rose. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Rose has got 6.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
And Steve, you mentioned how tough Iguodala is in transition. Great ball handler for his size, and Clark, I know you love his athleticism.
Yeah, he's really a point forward offensively, but he can finish big. He's always putting pressure on the defense when he's in attack mode. A good ball handler and passer. His outside shooting is up and down, but I'd love to have him on my squad.
Rose attacking, smooth as silk on the finger roll. 8 points for him.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Look at the last game for the Golden State Warriors. It was a win against Charlotte.
That was a heck of a performance for them offensively. There were some stretches there where it just seemed like everything was falling for them.
And it wasn't by accident they shot it that well. Their ball movement was excellent. That was the key to me.
Curl, he's covered by Rose. Thompson with the bucket.
And what I like about him, he needs very little time to get his shot off. If he has just a bit of room, that's all it takes. In a catch-and-shoot situation, he's going to let it fly.
And Steve, just like you, when you shot, you had a favorite spot on the floor when you played? His favorite spot seems to be that three from the corner.
Yep. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for the Bulls. Gibson comes in for Carlos Boozer. Heinrich against Douglas. And Kirk Heinrich with the three. Heinrich's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how already written his top player. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
And the Warriors with some changes. Spates checked in for Bogut. Jay Crowder comes in for David Lee. And Nedovic is subbed in for Steph Curry. Douglas with the steal. Takes the lead pass. And that one's good.
Beautiful lead pass there. He let his teammate run right underneath it.
There's 49 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played. Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota. Plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the college pass, and he did it well.
Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding. Attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Heinrich against Douglas. Here's Crowder, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
I could have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for it.
The fader, and it's Chicago's score. And again. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Warriors lead by 8. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Next Monday night, February 10th, the Denver Nuggets go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. East versus West. Don't miss it.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
And I thought the key to that. That first quarter, guys, was the turnovers they faced with that aggressive defense.
Well, the defense, as you said, Steve, has been really aggressive, and it's paid off for them a few times already.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And Golden State looking at who they've got. On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. They'll get out there, Draymond Green, and it's Nedovic in at the one.
Well, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And, Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Green against Muhammad. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. That's good. Murphy's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, it's just so frustrating to try to guard him.
The drive by Green. He passes to Nedovic. And another three for Golden State.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer. Draymond Green with really a terrific legacy of success prior to the NBA, guys. I mean, he led Saginaw High to 2 Michigan State championships. And Michigan State was able to be part of 2 teams that got to the Final Four and 1 that made it to the Sweet 16. That's impressive.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Nazr Mohammed.
And Kevin, while we have a moment here, let's take a look at the Bulls and see where they ranked over the last month in the NBA stats. First in assists, second in free throw percentage, and they're ranked 3rd overall in team offense. This is a team that knows how to put the ball in the basket, and really that's their strong suit.
Yeah, the one thing that really jumps out at me when you talk about all these stats, Clark, is the assists. And this is a team that has been very unselfish. They're sharing the ball, they're moving, they're really getting a good flow to their offense. And as a result, they're finding pretty high percentage shots almost every possession.
And going back to Draymond Green, Clark, very successful in college with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State, as you mentioned. But Steve, maybe a bit of a surprise into the second round back in 2012.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, felt that he was a tweener. They weren't sure if he was a 3 or a 4, and he really is. But the good news is that he can guard both positions, and he's improved his jump shot. More than anything, he's just a winner. He knows how to play, and he's a good addition to any team.
Quality kid.
First team.
Boozer against Green. Boozer passes to Rose. Stolen by Thompson.
You know, that was all about anticipation. Just reading that play beautifully and coming away with the steal.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, just piling up points in the paint.
And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltender.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable whistle.
I tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
Now, he's one player who can get hot in a big hurry. It's like he has an on-off switch, and once it gets flipped on, he's tough to stop.
And one of his other great qualities, Steve, is his quick trigger off the dribble. I mean, he can get his shot off in an instant, a nanosecond.
David Lee's checked in for Golden State. Got it despite fading back a bit. And it's 6 points for Carlos Boozer.
Kevin, gorgeous fadeaway there. I mean, that's one way to beat some tight defense.
Dang goes in. And Bogut sends it back. Here's Iguodala. And another three for Golden State.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season, better controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality. Fellas, in this quarter, defense moved on what was already a very good performance superior number 1.
Here's Butler. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Butler's got his second basket.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're doing.
Oh, man, that was unreal. Mark it up.
I like that they're taking it inside. And him taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as others. The defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
That free throw from Lee is good.
You know, it's funny, you look at the Golden State Warriors, they've had the 3rd best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
And there's the call on Tony Douglas. That's his first foul.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for the Bulls. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up. After that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're getting.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA?
I think so, just in terms of the support they get, regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, the Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So, and now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock in game. Here's Heinrich. That's good. Heinrich's got 5. Warriors leading by 16. The shot's good from Douglas.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Heinrich kicks to Butler. And he jams it with authority.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
Capped that dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
He just could not contain himself.
Out of it, a finger roll finish at the bucket. He's got 7.
It's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Warriors ahead. They lead by 18. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show at Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome, folks. It's halftime, and we got a blowout underway in Oakland. The Warriors are scorching hot in the first half. They're actually looking to push their current winning streak to 5. Stephen Curry's been tremendous in the first half. We're at halftime, and still, he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. Now for the Bulls, they're not looking nearly as crisp. Turnovers, something this team always struggles with, and it's been a problem again. A tremendous first half for Derrick Rose. After 2, he's got 10 points and some nice plays offensively, getting the assists going. And now let's look at the games scheduled for later. For the Spurs, they'll be up against the Nets in Brooklyn. 8 p.m. Eastern, that one gets started. Thanks so much for joining me here in studio. Second half action is coming right up. We hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to beautiful San Francisco, the Bay Area, and a view of the Bay Bridge. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
He went off in the first 2 quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing. We might see some changes here in the defensive approach they use on him in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him like he has been.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. On the wings, Butler and Deng. Up front, Boozer and Noah. And it's Rose in at the point guard position.
When Derrick Rose came into the league, he was mostly viewed as just a scoring point guard. But he's done a nice job of finding ways to boost his assist total and be more of a playmaker for his teammates. And he's done that each year he's been in the league. Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Bulls trail by 21. Outside Butler. Pass to Boozer. Working on Lee. Shots good by Boozer. Boozer's got 10 points. Well, Clark, you mentioned Rose's assist totals have climbed pretty steadily over the years, and Steve, I know you appreciate that. With all that he can do, he's always looking for others.
Man, I think that's what makes him so dangerous offensively, because he can create his own shot or for his teammates. You know, he may not be just a pure point guard, but it's not because of a lack of passing ability. He's a modern-day point guard who can do anything. The Warriors chose to wait until the final year of Curry's rookie deal to extend his contract, but it turned out to be a bargain. And coming off an injury, there were a lot of concerns about Curry, but he turned into a superstar, particularly in the playoffs, and now the Warriors have him locked up for 4 years.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Answer now for a three-point play. So we'll see Steph Curry go to the line right here. That one on Rose. Chicago making some changes. Gibson comes in for Joakim Noah. And it's Heinrich in for Jimmy Butler. Time called here, the Bulls decide to talk it over. And the Curry contract, Clark, I mean, eye-opening. 4 years, $44 million.
Yeah, to us it may be a little odd in terms of hearing those numbers combined with the word target. But you better believe the way he's playing and helping to lead this team, it's a good investment for Golden State.
And good on the basket. Book it. And it's 13 points for Derrick Rose.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Curry kicks to Iguodala. Pocket 6. Out to Thompson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Thompson's got 13.
That's 4 straight from the field, guys. Off to a quick start this third quarter.
Thompson against Heinrich. Upside Rose. Deng with the screen for Rose. Excellent use of the screen that time. He's got 15.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Iguodala gets the bucket.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with the defender draped all over him, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And Steve, some of the best highlights you're ever going to see are going to come from this guy. Every time he steps on the court, there's a chance he'll perform the dunk of the season.
Curry dishes to Lee. Puts up the baby hook. And it's Golden State with another.
You know, his shot's been pretty accurate today, but he has not had his usual share of opportunities.
That's tipped. And Curry with the clear path to the hoop. Kicks it to Lee. Rose against Iguodala. Outside Boozer. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Outside Curry. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Curry's got 7 points for the quarter.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
And it's Rose penetrating. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way out.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over him.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group.
You know, with Derrick Rose out, a lot of people thought the Bulls would flounder last season, guys, but they were still one of the tougher teams in all of the East, in part because the culture of toughness and next man up has been instilled in that group from its coaching staff, starting with Tom Thibodeau. I don't think this takes away anything from how great Rose is, but I think it certainly speaks to how bought in and committed to the team that every man on that roster is.
Here's Nedovic. Another three for Golden State.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
And the Bulls making a change here. Murphy's checked in. Teague kicks to Murphy. Snell. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. The Bulls shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. The first free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Golden State's gotten the three ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Here's Green. Nails the baby hook. Green's got 7 points. Here's Butler. He's got 9. Snell. 16 feet away. And he knocks down the jumper.
He shouldn't be afraid to take that shot more often. He's solid from there.
Here's Lazini. What a play!
And an ideal finish to the quarter for them as he drains it at the buzzer.
Boy, I like the fact he didn't rush it at all. Fantastic shot.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Warriors on top, opening up a huge gap. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return.
Coming up next Wednesday night, February 12th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Rajon Rondo and the Boston Celtics. Be there.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
They've got Festus Ezeli, Tony Douglas out there with Nedovic. Then there's Draymond Green, and it's Crowder in at the 4 slot. That's the Warriors' 5. Green, the pass to Douglas. Here's Nedovic, 3-pointer. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. Douglas has got his 5th assist in this one. Dishes at the tee. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Golden State Warriors. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns at U.S. Airways Center in Phoenix. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. They are enjoying, Steve, a commanding lead.
Well, and it gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest, which is so critical during this grueling NBA season.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
And the basket by Mohammed.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane. How did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
So for the Bulls, Spates checked in for Aziz. Harrison Barnes comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Klay Thompson in for Tony Douglas.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys. Maurice Spates swapped teams once again last year. This time joining Cleveland. Now he finds his way to Golden State. Spates very talented, but you wonder if he's ever really going to find his niche with one team for more than a year or two.
Here's Nedovic. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Nedovic has got 10 points in just the second half. Thompson against Heinrich. Shoots. Another one falls for Chicago. And Spates primarily. Clark, a pick-and-pop big man.
Yeah, I like his nice soft touch, Kevin. It's really solid in the mid-range area. He's a pretty decent rebounder as well. I think he's a very productive backup and young enough to where he's still got some room to grow.
They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Curry kicks to Iguodala. And yes, it is, and so the well award the rest of the game.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Chicago making a switch here. Murphy's checked in.
Well, one thing I've always loved about Andre Iguodala is the fact that he's so unselfish. He's really probably best suited to play a point forward role where he's handling the ball quite a bit, either in transition or in the half court at the high post. He can use his size to pass over the top of people.
Oh boy, looks like he was injured there.
And you see a player have to come out of the game like this. I mean, you just hope for the best.
That's exactly right. You do hope for the best. You cross your fingers, say a prayer, and hope it's nothing major. We'll see what the update is here shortly.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And you go back to Iguodala, relatively judicious with his shot selection in Denver. Some have wanted him to even be more aggressive offensively.
You know, I think that's a bit misguided, Kevin. This is a guy who does everything and does it well. He's a team-first guy. He's got to stay true to who he is. I think he does a really good job of doing that. He rebounds, he defends, he passes, he provides scoring. You can't just look at his point totals and evaluate his game.
He brings a lot to the
A lot to the table.
What do you call stat sheet stuffer?
Yes, sir. That's him.
Here's Teague. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Teague's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, beautiful drive there, going right around the bigger man.
Here's Curry. And another basket for Golden State.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
1:36 left in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Dunleavy. Again, Chicago. Golden State's gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. Thompson with the bucket.
This game's over. Guys, I think we can say that with certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have officially reached garbage time.
Knocks it loose. T kicks to Dunleavy, and it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Azilu's checked in for Bogut. Spates comes in for David Lee. And Nedovic is subbed in for Klay Thompson. Curry against T. Another three for Golden State.
Yeah, that's his first 3.5. There may be more in store.
54 seconds left to play in the final quarter. From beyond the arc, and the Bulls, another three.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
He kicks to Barnes. He dishes it to Space. From about 16, and it's Golden State with another.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
He's off on the front. Tony Douglas is checked in for Golden State. So he comes up empty, missing both. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Barnes. The three. And another three for Golden State.
They certainly haven't let these fans down tonight. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
It has been. I mean, the atmosphere's been great, and no doubt that helped with the winning efforts.
This run probably just a case of too little too late.
But at least they're still going after it and playing hard. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel a while ago.
And here's Douglas. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Steph Curry.
That's pretty easy, as the Golden State Warriors take down and dominate over the Chicago Bulls by 24 points. 127-93. They receive now 5-game in a row win for the Warriors. They are now on the road for Golden State. Check out the Bill box score. Stephen Curry got 28 points and 9 rebounds. Klay Thompson got 21 points. On the other hand, Derrick Rose got 17 points. Tony Snell got 14, shared with Marquise Teague with 14 points. Carlos Boozer got 10. Kurt Heinrich and Jimmy Butler got 9 points. And now, next game on our hands for the second game. Let's check out some rotation for the Nets. It's good to see Darren Williams once again here, but for some reason, Nathan Pierce come in to get out for the players for Andre Kanenko. That we don't care about it right now. We'll find the other players there. I'm gonna swap in here for now. Gonna swap in before I'm gonna be switched under 10 minutes. And Jason Terry is going to be 15 minutes long. So, for now, going to second game on our hand, we're off the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It's the interconference matchup here in Brooklyn. We got Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili of the San Antonio Spurs. I take on Darren Williams, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett of the Brooklyn Nets, and that will be wrapped up here. This is Andre Kenshin here in Oracle Arena as the Golden State Warriors dominate the Chicago Bulls by 24 points, 127-93. This is Andre Kenshin. Say so from Oracle Arena in Oakland. We'll see you later for the San Antonio Spurs and Brooklyn Nets. Sign up and peace out. Goodbye, and reminder, we'll see you later for the second game. Will be the Spurs and the Nets. Sign up and peace out. Goodbye.